Oh, yeah?
All right, and then I'm putting this in your pocket.
Right on. Thank you.
Putting it in your other.
Okay.
You're getting manhandled. Sorry.
Okay. For Twitter or what?
No, we're gonna do Instagram.
Okay, is that on?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna hook it on your back pocket. Okay?
Perfect.
Go.
Where's your Instagram?
I don't have the gram on there? I don't. Oh, have to do dash line and all that. Shoot. Hello.
Random question. What does not belong on a burger?
What does not belong on a burger? Ooh. Damn, that's a hard call. Soot.
Good answer.
Soot.
Safe answer. I don't like it, but it's a safe
Soot.
answer.
Carbon products.
Yeah, it's like I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah. Because sometimes, we go on a fire, we got sun in our hands, that and a burger.
Fair. Okay. More practical.
Yeah.
Better question. Hot dog. That one's more of a debate.
Ooh. What do you not put on a hot dog?
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
No, yeah.
That's just accurate.
Peanut butter.
Okay.
We all good? Everybody?
Get ready.
All right.
All right. Who am I speaking with?
Speak over here.
Yeah.
Three.
Just look right in here, basically.
Right on.
5, 4, 3. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello there. My name is Bob Silverthorne. I'm a division chief with Salt Lake City Fire Department, and I'm working as the PIO today on the Dorchester Fire. Sandhurst Fire.
Can you walk us through any other updates that you've heard from firefighters up there?
Yeah, so
Containment yet?
we don't have any numbers as far as the acreage, or we also want to make it clear that we don't have a cause of this. We heard someone reporting that they thought it was human cause. That's not definitive right now. And we heard someone say it was 150 acres. That's not definitive right now. But we do have a good control of the fire. One thing that's in our advantage is just the weather, and the wind has sort of mellowed out, which we anticipated with the sun setting and the temperatures changing, that the wind would start shifting or staying neutral in our favor. Probably the biggest update that we have is still the areas of Sandhurst north of Dorchester are still under mandatory evacuation, and then remaining under voluntary evacuation is East Capitol north of Ensign Vista Drive, and that continues up towards North Cove. Those are still in voluntary nature. Also, I want to note that at some point we will be having a transfer of command, which means that the fire will be operated and under the control of the state, specifically the Northern Utah Type 3 Incident Management Team. So at some point we will transfer command to those resources, and then we will support them in a continual control of operating at this fire.
Do you know when that transfer will happen?
I anticipate it'll happen within the next couple hours. At that point too, there'll be another public information officer that can give you briefings and updates, and we can just feed them information as it comes.
What structures are threatened, worried about besides homes? We see a lot of radio towers and things like that up in that area. Yeah,
at this point, I wouldn't say they're threatened, but we do definitely want to keep an eye on any sort of infrastructure that has to deal with communication. So specifically on Ensign Peak, we have a lot of radio towers up there. Those are huge assets for us in the community and in the valley to communicate, not just from emergency services side, but to make sure that people still have access to communications via telephone, web, or otherwise. But right now, we're not getting any reports that those are directly threatened by the fire at this point.
Can you quantify the concern level from when this started to where we're at right now?
I'd say initially, we're pretty concerned just because initially we're kind of resource starved, and so we have to get those resources punched out as soon as we can. So whenever these fires happen, we spin up as fast as we can, and it's kind of like you're running to get out the door, you're running to get to the rig, and so this heightened sense of like vigilance and awareness and getting boots on the ground to actually fight this fire is, it gets up there as far as kind of perking our ears up. And once we get a scope of the fire itself and we get resources planted in different spots, we essentially have 3 different divisions on this fire. I would say we had a East Capitol division, kind of a Sandhurst division, which would be kind of in the middle of the fire, and then what I'd say is the west end of the fire would be off Victory Road. And each of those divisions has its own set of priorities for us as far as life safety and property conservation goes. And I say right now, we kind of have a moment where we can sort of kind of take a breath, step back, reevaluate, see what resources we have in the different divisions that we're operating, and see if we need to make adjustments based on tactics, our strategy, and the overall operational goal with, de-escalating this, where we can get to the mop-up, and then eventually get people back in their homes.
Any idea as far as the time frame of when those evacuations might be lifted, or is it just too early to say?
It's kind of too early to say, but I feel pretty confident that we can get those folks in within the next operational period. I would say, if you haven't made arrangements to stay somewhere else tonight and you're in those communities of Sandhurst, go ahead and make those arrangements right now. And then that way you're already set, and then if we can determine that it's safe to go back in your home, then boom, it's already set up for you. And then if not, if the evacuation remains through the morning hours, well then you're already set with a contingency plan.
But not a bad idea to have plans for tonight.
Absolutely, 100%.
Can this be described as contained or under control yet?
I would say it's contained. I wouldn't say it's under control at this time.
Still active flames?
For sure.
In several areas?
Yep. And, for me, I don't like to call it a lost stop until all the fire is out. It's cold line, and we can pull everything off the fire line. But I would imagine, up until the mid hours of tomorrow, we'll continue to mop up just to make sure everything's cold and we feel comfortable leaving the scene.
Can you comment on the number of aircraft we've seen in the air? It's been a lot.
I can't. I would probably ask the next incident management team that comes in. They mainly are, they have their situational awareness up for how many air assets we have. I know we have at least 3 helicopters and 2 fixed wing or, planes essentially. But I can't get numbers for you as far as our air assets are. Yeah, we'll have crews out here the rest of the night for sure, and into tomorrow.
I know you mentioned earlier that they weren't attacking the fire on the ground yet. Is that still the case? Just the structural?
We do have crews operating on the ground just to sort of take care of any, what we call the flanks of the fire, just to make sure they don't progress. But, for us as structural firefighters, we're sort of limited with how far off pavement we go. That's where we pull in our resources for our wildland crews and things of that nature. But as far as we can reach, we try to attack and contain. And then, collectively with our air assets, our hand crews, all the different, players that we have in this and people that, we team up with, because this is a group effort. We have easily I would say at least over 6 different agencies that are helping us out with this fire as far as mutual aid is concerned, and easily over 100 firefighters right now operating.
Have you been made aware of all the homeowners that are under mandatory evacuations? Have they all made it out already?
I don't know if everyone's made it out. I know that everyone's been contacted. Our police counterparts have gone door to door and just let people know, like, hey, we're under mandatory evacuation.
Do you know how many homes are under a mandatory evacuation?
Yeah, 40 homes up above Sandhurst, like I said, in the mandatory evacuation homes or mandatory evacuation area. There's 40 homes that have been asked to evacuate.
But no number on the voluntary?
Correct. Yep. But I'm getting reports that the public has been super accommodating, understanding, and they're willing to evacuate without resistance.
Is there any concern that you could get a little bit closer to homes as of right now?
I would say right now, no, or else I would be getting a ton of chatter over the radio. But I'd say right now we're in a, we are cautiously optimistic, or cautiously, our level of concern is cautiously down, but we always want to have that situational awareness up. We don't want to be complacent because things change, conditions change, and we want to be able to respond appropriately.
Can you speak on, we have the holiday week. I don't want to say weekend. We have the holiday coming up in a couple days. We're still under pretty high risk of wildfires starting up. People are probably going to start playing with fireworks again.
Yeah.
Could you, just maybe walk us through a message of caution for people as they get ready for the holiday? This fire started up quick.
Yeah.
Any fire will do the same.
We live in a desert, and we live in an area where we had a pretty wet winter, and so it leads itself for for higher fuel content, and that goes with the foothills, our urban interface, even the pockets of isolated interface that we have within the city, so different pockets of grass, whether it be along the Jordan River Trail or things like that. I just wanted everyone to get on our website, slcfire.com/wildland, and please, please, please abide by the firework restricted areas. And be heads up in your community. If you're in a firework restricted area, be that person that, you know, is kind of holding people accountable. And if you do decide to light fireworks to celebrate, you know, Pioneer Day, just do it responsibly. The message I usually like to give out is the WOW acronym, right? So WOW stands for W is the water. Keep water close by when you're lighting off fireworks. O is to observe, you know, just kind of make sure that someone's observing there. And then the W is walk away. So as soon as you light the firework, walk away and let it do its thing. And of course, I just caution people to always be mindful of alcohol consumption, you know, during the holidays, especially when you're dealing with explosives, being fireworks. A lot of times those things don't mix. So if you're going to light fireworks, my message personally is to have that designated lighter, right? That, you know, like we have a DD, have the DL, you know, designated lighter fireworks. So just be cautious, be mindful, and let's just be responsible. So, you know, we don't have to have people lose their property or lives because of, you know, senseless fires.
When do you expect the next update, whether it's from you or when you transfer command?
I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to check with the public information officer with the state, and I imagine that he will give a briefing at some point. But we will either brief that on our Twitter feed or theirs to let you know when that will be. But it'll be somewhere within this area.
Okay.
So.
I know once you guys do change or do that transfer, any additional resources coming on or coming off, like resources coming off? Has there been any change in that? Yeah.
We've had some resource requests from the state to get some additional and different types of specialized crews that specifically deal with wildland firefighting, subject matter experts, people that are way specially equipped to deal with this kind of stuff. So those resources have been called for. So when we do a transfer command, we work, you know, hand in hand to decide what we have on scene, what we need right now, what we can anticipate needing for the next operational period. And typically a briefing will happen, at least for us on our operational side, will happen at some point in that, you know, 12 hours operational period. So we'll do one at a certain time in the evening and the same time in the morning, and then just run on those operational periods till